Greetings Multiverse, I'm here with a little bit of a rant, a bit overdue one, but I'm just getting really ticked off with what Warner Brothers is doing. So let's call this video, What the Hell is Going On with Superman, Warner Brothers? There are so many questions regarding the Man of Steel, not just Henry Cavill, but also on TV and in video games as well. Superman, I really want to see more of, because we know that great Batman movies exist, we know that great Batman video games exist. Post Justice League, Superman is being extremely shat on, and I am not quite sure why. I don't know if he's taking the blame for the failure of Justice League and Batman v Superman a little, and that is not fair. That is not fair in any way. Man of Steel did really well. Both Aquaman and Wonder Woman did very well. And I'm personally desperate for a proper Man of Steel 2 movie, which we may not get. Henry Cavill's not been signed on for Man of Steel 2, and the current reports are that Warner Brothers are prioritising a Supergirl movie over Henry Cavill in Man of Steel 2, or just another Superman movie. And talks broke down regarding Henry Cavill's further appearance as Superman after he was unable to take the cameo role within Shazam. And I mean, I loved this scene. This is one of my favourite moments in the movie, but it felt a little bit cheap not having Henry Cavill there. I still felt it was very, very funny, especially Freddy's reaction to it, and you didn't really need to see Henry Cavill for the humour value, but at the same time, it would have been so freaking cool. And I understand why he wasn't there. He was doing other things. Henry Cavill has other things to do. He's the Witcher for a start. So I'm not too angry about anyone here. It just didn't work out, but they still managed to do it pretty well. But from there, the rumour is that talks for any further Superman appearances have been completely shelved, and any future Superman films have been put on the back burner in favour of Supergirl. And I really do not like that. I do not like the fact that I have no Superman movie to look forward to. I like the fact that other superheroes from the DC universe are being allowed to breathe, and it's not just Superman and Batman. But Batman's getting a movie. Of course he's getting a movie. It's Batman. Why isn't Superman getting a movie as well? There is no reason why we shouldn't have a Man of Steel 2 as well as Aquaman, Wonder Woman 2, Shazam, and yet we haven't got a Man of Steel 2 and may get a Supergirl movie before then. Which brings us neatly on to Tyler Hoechlin and the CW Superman. Now, I know people are sort of against the CW shows now. There's been a bit of a backlash, or just people are just straight up tired of them. But at the same time, the CW has their own version of Superman, and I was excited to see him. I was excited to see him turn up in Elseworlds. I was excited to see him turn up in Supergirl way back in Season 2. I'm excited whenever he's mentioned, or even better, makes an appearance, because it's Superman, and they allowed him to be on screen and cast, and I really liked that. And with the bulking out of the cast to include Lois Lane and Lex Luthor, I was really hoping for a Superman show. I mean, CW shows are doing very well, and they may have been allowed by Warner Brothers to do a Superman show, in the absence of a Man of Steel 2. But instead, they cut him out entirely. At the end of Elseworlds, Superman said,
"The world doesn't need Superman if it has Supergirl."
They just had some of the toughest fights of the entire CW-verse, and then Superman just leaves. And the beginning of Elseworlds is even worse, because he's apologising for leaving. And then he's doing exactly the same thing. Presumably he'll be back for Crisis on Infinite Earths this fall, but it's still sticking in my craw that he has left. And they've copped out and said, right, Superman's not going to be in this anymore. Get used to it. Moving on to video games. Now, I'm a big video game fan. That's why I call the channel DC Comics Gamer, because I am obsessed with DC Comics in video games in particular. For a long time we had rumours that Rocksteady Games, the creator of the Batman Arkham trilogy, were working on a Superman game. That came to naught when Sefton Hill, the head of Rocksteady, outright said, we're not working on Superman. I'm hopeful their game is going to be really cool and it's going to be great and it's hopefully DC Comics, but at the same time, why isn't there a Superman game in production. There may be at WB Montreal perhaps, alongside maybe their Batman game, which is definitely coming. Why haven't we got a Superman game out of this lot yet? Why has it been so long since WB Montreal announced a game, let alone released one? Where is Superman? Where is that epic Superman game that we all obviously want? The fact that the rumours about Rocksteady doing Superman persisted is because we want a Superman game. DC video game fans want a Superman game of the quality of Batman Arkham, or at least slightly like that. I mean, we got Injustice 2, but that's a beat 'em up and it's not quite the same thing. We want one where you can sort of fly around Metropolis. We want Superman Returns basically, but done well. We want a decent Superman game we can really enjoy and really control well and has a decent story and doesn't get on our nerves. I know it would be difficult. Superman is a difficult character to get right in, any medium. But it can be done, obviously. The fact that he's been around longer than any other superhero makes it pretty obvious that people know how to handle him in any medium. Their potential there is for a great Superman game. So why haven't we got one? Now that we're getting other DC games, why are they all still Batman?
You said you'd come. Now let's hope you're not too late.
I just want to know what is going on with Superman. In movies, in TV, in video games. I want things. I want Superman things. I want to see a Superman movie. I want to see a Superman TV show, or at least an appearance in Supergirl now and again, more than he's had already. I want a Superman video game. I want, of course, because I'm a Superman fan, and he's one of the biggest and most recognisable superheroes in the world. Why isn't he getting this stuff? There's a reason that for years and years the only superhero things, the only comic book things we had were Superman and Batman. It's because they're the most popular superheroes. We're still getting Batman. Why aren't we getting Kal-El? It should be obvious. Something's popular. You do more things on it. You don't just shelve Man of Steel 2. You don't just shoot down a Rocksteady Superman game or just a Superman game. You don't send Superman off to Argo City to have a baby with Lois Lane where he can't appear on the TV show anymore. You take your most popular character and you do things with him. Okay, second most popular character after Batman. We still haven't had a proper, truly great Superman video game. We've had Superman TV series, even when we just count Superman the animated series. We've had some great Superman movies. Why haven't we got a great Superman video game? You can do another side-scrolling platform if you wish. Just give us a decent Superman video game. And while you're making this big push into DC movies, why can't we have Man of Steel 2? There are directors out there who want to do a Superman movie, and I want you to let them. I want you to push it. I want a Superman movie.
It's all some people have. It's all that gives them hope.
Whatever, that's my rant. What the hell are you doing with Superman, Warner Brothers? What do you guys think? Are you as ticked off about this issue as me? Leave a comment below. And of course, if you want to support me, you can subscribe to DC Comics Gamer, and I'll be very grateful. But if you really want to support me, you can do so via the Patreon. For just $1 a month, you can really help me out and help me to do more videos more often. And I will make sure it's worth it for you. Just $1 a month. If you can spare that, I will be eternally grateful. Stay tuned for more from the worlds of DC at DC Comics Gamer, and hopefully we'll get more on Superman very soon. Thanks for watching, folks. Multiverse out.